We knew entering the weekend that Donald Trump planned to contest this thing, and he was going to be rolling out evidence that he believes show that the election was stolen or rigged or whatever. And so early Saturday, we found out that they were going to have a press conference, and Trump tweeted, "Lawyers press conference at Four Seasons, Philadelphia." But it quickly turned out that that wasn't quite right. It was technically the Four Seasons, but the actual Four Seasons had a problem with that tweet. They said, to clarify, President Trump's press conference will not be held at Four Seasons Hotel, Philadelphia. It'll be held at a place that has no relation with the hotel. And Trump eventually did fix it, tweeting out, "Big press conference today in Philadelphia at Four Seasons Total Landscaping," which immediately tells you that something's wrong, because that doesn't sound like a hotel really at all. And it turned out there were a few differences between it and the actual Four Seasons. First of all, as you can see from this map, not even really in the same place. One's kind of in the core of Philly and another is in another place altogether. Other differences include the fact that the one that they had their press conference at was right next to an adult bookstore called Fantasy Island. And right nearby, there were X-rated videos that you could purchase or rent to bring home, but they also have viewing booths. So that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, Giuliani had to have an afternoon.
Hey, that was not, he was not in a viewing booth. He was in a shirt tucking in booth.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then they actually do the press conference, and when you just look at the video, it looked pretty good. And we're gonna show you some of the video. It looks like any other sort of thing with Rudy Giuliani and a podium and a backdrop. But then once you zoom out a little bit, it looks kind of like this, and you realize that something has gone horribly astray, because that looks like a place where you get robbed at knife point, not at a place where you do a presidential press conference. I'm pretty sure I've bought weed there, actually. But anyway,
was that with Fantasy Island? Yeah, definitely bought weed.
Exactly. Well, you want something, you're gonna relax with the weed, and then you want to watch a video, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna get into a little bit of what was actually revealed there. But as you were watching the Four Seasons Total Landscaping thing proceed, what were you thinking, Francesca?
So many hypotheses just swirling in my head about how the F this happened. Like it makes no sense, and all the options are funny, okay? So the best option, the most sort of like the most kind option, the most sympathetic to the Trump campaign, is that they meant to hold the press conference at this place. In which case, we saw the photo, like, really, bruh? Like, is this a campaign trail? I'm trying to rub elbows with the working man type, situation.
I mean, it can't be that, right?
This is right. This is not a, I'm going to contest the results of this election. We're still in this fight. We still are in command, right? Like, this is a campaign stop the Trump administration would never even do to begin with. Visit kind of a podunk landscaping company out of the goodness of your concern for the working man. No, that is not. So, but that's what they say. They maintain that that's what they meant to do. They wanted to be in a more favorable area instead of in the heart of Philadelphia. But the other two options that I love is that one, Trump, obviously someone in the Trump campaign wanted to book the Four Seasons, Googled the Four Seasons, and you know what happens? That SEO search, someone been doing their job at the landscaping company. SEO search was above Four Seasons Hotel. And they called the Four Seasons Landscaping Company and they booked it, and the person did not have the heart to tell them, or didn't tell them, wanted to clown on them themselves. And wait, let me just say the last thing is maybe Trump just tweeted that, and then his team was like, "Oh, we gotta book the Four Seasons now to make that reality true," so they couldn't show that the president's tweet was false. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I don't think that they intentionally did it. Like the fact that it has Four Seasons in the name, that means definitely somebody was hoodwinked. We can debate who did the hoodwinking and how it went about, but it definitely wasn't intentional. And the thing is, that isn't a place that you do press conferences, clearly. That is a landscaping company. It's not like, okay, sure, we had Rudy Giuliani this week. Last week we had the Rotary Club. No, you didn't have the Rotary Club last week. You've never had a press conference before, I'm fairly certain. Which means that either they were so locked into it, so sure that they were right, that they offered a ton of money to a company that doesn't even do press conferences to let them do one, or that a person at the place was like, oh, this is Rudy Giuliani? Yeah, no, we can accommodate that. We got a spot for you. And that's what I assume it has to be. It has to have been that they trolled them. I don't understand. None of it makes any sense.
No,
and like the only way this could be more on the nose. What's that?
I was just gonna say, no source is gonna come clean about what actually happened. The New York Times is reporting, according to their source, they meant to. No. You think anyone is gonna admit the mistake?
Yeah. Well, supposedly, I saw someone in the Twitch chat said that the owner of the Fantasy Island said that they had to take their phone off the hook because people kept calling to see if Rudy Giuliani was there.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.